Hello and welcome to another video from me, FPL Crusader. It's pre-season for FPL and we're looking today at the goalkeeper and the defensive numbers. If you're building an FPL squad for 25-26, it starts at the back. We're going to look at some goalkeeper picks, but predominantly we're going to be focusing on defense because, as you'll see later, the goalkeepers may not be that sexy, but let's focus on them first. The premium keepers this year are, as usual, Raya and Allison, but they're joined by Pickford. He's been the number one keeper for the last two seasons, so he's up there at 5.5 with the other two. Leno, Sells, Henderson, and Sanchez are all sitting at the 5.0 region. If you want to go cheap, you got the likes of Kelleher, Petrovic, Verbruggen, Areola. One of the things you can do this season, and managers have been doing it for previous seasons, you can double up. So you can make sure, even if your keeper gets an injury, his backup will be there and you'll definitely get the minutes. There are some budget ones like Valdemarson and Kinski, but I'm not really going to look at those because I don't think they're going to add much value to your FPL. This was the state of play last season. So the highest number of clean sheets was Matt Sells from Forest, over 33 games. Raya got 12 cleans, Pickford got the 10, and Henderson got the 10 as well. You see Sanchez down the bottom there. It's a little bit confusing that he got 7, considering Chelsea's you wouldn't expect Chelsea's defense to get a lot of clean sheets, but he did. And Chelsea's start to this season is very good. Now, it looks like the Nottingham Forest defense have been forgotten almost this season. We've got the likes of Murillo showing up on the CBRT stats, and I think we'll look at that in the next slide. But Sells is still a great keeper, and he does do a lot of saves, and he does get a lot of bonus. So keep that in mind. I think you'd avoid Onana. Edison could have some competition from Trafford. Kepa's not even there anymore. He's gone. And Henderson, once again, they're playing twice a week. That could change him. Let's have a look at the clean sheet odds for round one. And Tottenham's actually got the highest clean sheet odd at home to Burnley. But we know from Tottenham's defense, they don't like clean sheets. So these are the odds from Fantasy Football Pundit, but I'm not entirely sure if Tottenham can live up to their expectations. With Man City, potentially I could see them keeping it clean against Wolves. Wolves, obviously, without Matheus Cunha, they could struggle this season. They might get into a groove after a couple of games, but you'd expect City to hit the ground running. They've only got one pre-season match, City, because they did go to the Club World Cup. So knowing what City's lineup will be a headache for all of us managers. But against Wolves, I expect them to do very well, as I do Liverpool. I think that could be it'll be an emotional day for Liverpool. It's the first game of the season. They're the champions. Obviously, with Diogo Jota's passing, it'll be inspirational. There'll be hopefully a memorial or something along those lines. They'll be playing for him anyway. And Bournemouth, their defense has been rocked. And there's another rumor that they could lose Zabani as well. So that would mean Zabani, Kirkes, and the other defender as well, Houston. They're all gone. So that could really damage their defensive line. That being said, Areola has kept his attacking players in the midfield, so they could do pretty well. Chelsea are at home to Palace. Now, it depends on how fatigued Chelsea are. They did play all the way through the Club World Cup. Palace, if they've still got Eze, are always a threat. Still got Eze and Mateta, I should say. They're always a threat, so you never know. Brighton will not keep a clean sheet against the mighty Fulham. We are too good. And then Arsenal and Manchester United. That could be a goal fest, I should say. And if we go down the page, that's... Yeah, 30% isn't really high, so don't worry about the rest of them. So that's where your goalkeepers will stand. For me, I'm probably going to go with 4.5 or even a 5, maybe a Sanchez at Chelsea, just because their fixtures look pretty good. And then maybe Kelleher. He's been a great understudy for Liverpool for a few years, but I think now it's his time to shine. Let's move on to defenders. Just to reiterate the defenders, the premiums are Vardiol, Ryan Aït-Nouri, and a couple of other City ones. They've got Saliba, Gabriel, Kukurea, Virgil van Dijk, Frimpong, and Kirkes. And we'll come on to that Liverpool team very shortly. The mid-range, Munoz is only at 5.5. He was so devastating in the last few weeks last season. Murillo, he's 5.5 now. He is a bonus point magnet. Tarkowski, Hall. We know Hall was good. Depends on Newcastle's fixtures, and Tarkowski was the centerpiece of the new rule. Gusto, Malagusto, Ola Aina, Livramento, the Manchester United defenders, and Anthony Robinson are all at 5.5, but there are some budgets to look at as well. Destiny Udogie loves to get forward at 4.5. De Kuyper for Brighton, He's a very attacking wing-back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a bunch of Villa defenders, including Konsa. We've got Trafford who is Kirk's replacement, and the main man Anderson at Fulham. So that's a brief overview. Let's have a look at these wide attacking defenders. I call them midfielders in disguise. Look at Ryan Aït-Nouri. We'll start from the left. His place up the pitch goes right into the box. So you can see last year for Wolves, he got 12 goals and assists in the 2025 campaign. He does track back as much as he tracks forward, but he really loves getting into that opposition half and banging in those crosses. Now, the only thing with Ryan Aït-Nouri is he going to play? Is Pep Roulette going to frustrate the hell out of us like it always does? I don't know, but I think once he cements his place in that team, he should be very effective. Frimpong from Leverkusen, or Never Losing as people used to call them. Look how high he gets up the pitch. Now that's going left to right. So he's barely in his defensive field. He is similar to Trent. He only wants to attack, does not want to defend. And he gets right into that box as well. 14 goals and assists for a wide defender is very, very impressive. Daniel Munoz there, 13 goals and assists. He tracks back as much as he tracks forward. He was actually second for the amount of tackles last season for any defender. So that could get him a few bonus points in the new defensive bonus points, CBRT, which we'll touch on in a sec. But he still loves to get deep into that box. Look right there, even like a tiny red spot right inside the keeper's box there. And Mark Cucurella, the penguin as they call him, he's split 50-50. He does pop up for the odd goal now and then. He got 10 goals and assists last season. It depends on the fatigue for those Chelsea players. Let's have a look at the set piece and CBIT for some of the players last season we wouldn't have looked at too much. But I'm focusing on Murillo, Vardiol, and Virgil van Dijk. So Murillo only got 2 goals and assists last season. However, his DC points, defensive contributions, is 38. So almost as high, almost the highest. That took him from 130 points to second overall for defenders for 168. And he was a bonus point magnet too. He got 541 bonus points in the bonus point system. Sorry, not bonus points. He got 541 bonus point system. Every time Forrest got a clean sheet, he was up there in the bonus because it was all about him. So 130 plus 38 to 168. That's not bad. He's only 3 points shy of Milinkovic, who got more attacking returns. And Milinkovic is an extra 0.5. So why wouldn't you go Murillo? Oh, sorry, they're the same. They're 5.5. Ola Aina is now 5 million. If we look at Virgil van Dijk now, I think Van Dijk could be the one we go with for Liverpool to start off with. As I said, they've got a half-decent start to the season. Wouldn't mind betting they'll get a clean sheet in their first game. He's got 4 goals and assists, 631 bonus points, but predominantly the thing we care about is the DC points. And he got 11 DC points. So 11 games, he got the 2 points, 22 points. Went up from 143, which is quite low compared to everyone else, to 165. So he's just quietly over the last few years, maybe 4 or 5, been top 5 or 10 defenders, not really getting any attacking returns of note, but just chipping away with his bonus points and also clean sheets. We know he plays pretty much every game. It will be a tougher season this season for Liverpool. It's hard to back up the amazing season they had last year. They've also got Champions League, which will be a bit more intensity during the week, but I think he should be fine. So he could be very highly owned come game week 1. And obviously, Josko Vardiol, 153 points last season. His DC points was 10, so we got it in 5 games. Bumped that up to 163. Now, with Ryan Aït-Nouri playing on the left, those DC points could be dramatically increased because Vardiol could now be a central defender predominantly. He could play on the other side, but there is a rumor they're going for Livramento as well, the City team, because I don't think their other Matheus Nunes isn't really a Premier League class right back. I think they need someone else, and Livramento could slot in there quite nicely. So that could mean Vardiol's 153 points could increase to 163 and then some, because if he's in the middle, then the CBIT, the clearances, sorry, I had to sneeze there. The clearances, blocks, interceptions, and tackles could be something Vardiol does very well. If he's in the central defense, he's probably going to get more interceptions, I'd say. And he is a good tackler. He's just not used this way from Pep. They tend to push him out wide, but previously in growing up, he's been playing across the entire back line. So I think he could be a sneaky one. I wanted to go Ryan Aït-Nouri, but I don't think Aït-Nouri at the start of the season is going to get heaps of minutes. Similarly with Kerkez or Frimpong, I don't know how they're going to set up. So I think I might go Van Dijk and Vardiel as my premiums. Now, what this does mean is that we can now focus on our formations. Now, formations are very important because why? It tells us who we need to bring into our team and what price point we have. So previously, it's been like a 3-5-2 or if you really had to, a 4-4-2. But now I've seen some teams that are like a 5-4-1. And that's based on these defensive contributions, both for defense and midfield. The one caution I would say with that is it's only 2 points. It's only 2 points per defensive contribution gain. So maximum 2 points a week. If they don't have a clean sheet, then their 2 goes to 4. And if any other of your players you were considering got an attacking return, that will completely outstrip the defensive contributions. But it does provide a lot more strategy and a lot more interest into the FPL make up for everything, because for me, it's just something we've been crying out for a while for the defensive contributions. We do it for midfielders as well. We'll touch on that in the next video, but for now, just focus on the goalkeepers and defenders. So I think it's a really good, addition to the game. So hopefully we can get some top tier defenders into our team. This year, smart FPL managers should structure their squad with a mix of budget defenders, maybe one premium wide or mid defender, and a couple of fullbacks. I think it's important to rotate this season as well. If we're going to do central defenders, some central defenders might not always get the bonuses as well. So we should have 5 defenders that can rotate very good. Don't waste your money on hype picks. Remember what happened last season with the Brighton fella. Get defenders who actually tick this new scoring boxes. And the goalkeepers, I don't know. For me, I'm just going to go one starter and maybe a 4.0 backup or 4.5 backup, or maybe just 2 4.5s to rotate. No drama. Just look for solid points. Subscribe for parts 2 and 3, which we'll dive into midfield and forwards, and to complete your FPL template. I hope this helped you. It was fun making it. And then, as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in later in the week for midfielders, which will be the most exciting one, and then forwards, which could have a few new questions. So I'm waiting to do forwards later on in the week to see what's happening with Alexander Isak. Maybe he's going, maybe he's not, but hopefully we can get some updates there. Also wanted to get the Goalkeepers pricing as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon.